Oh boy. So, I had actually been aware of this game for a long while before playing it for this video, and prior to doing so I thought to myself, this game has quite the reputation. It'll be interesting to see if it's actually as bad as everyone says it is. And well, it is. Booting up the game, it is pretty much what you'd expect. Nothing out of the ordinary really, and hey, there's even a practice mode. I'll just give that a quick go to try and get a feel for the game and oh no. Oh no. What are these controls? What is this camera? Whew. Well, then there's no time to waste. Holy shit, this game is bad. It is a soup of absolutely everything that can possibly go wrong with a game. It has everything that you can imagine. A horrible camera, a crappy frame rate, poor enemy AI, absolutely atrocious and confusing level design, janky controls, you name it, this game has it. What the majority of people who are aware of this game's existence are perhaps most familiar with are of course the Fruit Loops, and funnily enough, they are actually the best thing about the game. Don't get me wrong, they're still fucking horrible, the entire game is, but comparative to some of the other absolutely dreadful missions that it has to offer, which I'll of course get into, they're more bearable and straightforward, with a more consistent frame rate than every other level. Nonetheless, they still suffer from a terrible camera, random fucking objects that can get in the way, the fact that you have to go underwater sometimes, which is horrible because for some reason you can't see anything above or below the surface, so that's a pain in the fucking ass. Oh, and also the controls, which actually is pretty good. If you're moving in a straight line, that is. And oh god, none of this is even taken into account when Superman is on the ground, where you have to deal with janky tank controls and this weird jump that's way too slow and that I never used unless it was by accident.
What the fuck?
One thing I will say though is that although you have to fly through the green Fruit Loops, there are several yellow ones ahead that you can go through if you miss a green one here and there. So there's a slight comfort in knowing that you don't have to do all of them perfectly and fall victim to the shitty camera a million times more than you otherwise would. There are a limited number of these though, and eventually if you use up all the yellow Fruit Loops, there will only be green and grey ones left, with the grey ones automatically making you lose if you go through them, meaning you have to start that level all over again. And this isn't even factoring in all the other annoying arbitrary tasks that you have to do in these outdoor missions, like picking up cars, helping NPCs, blowing away tornadoes, or bitch smacking enemies, which always made me chuckle, not gonna lie. Anyway, Superman also has access to a few power-ups outside of super strength and being able to fly. Heat vision, freeze breath, super speed, and the last one, X-ray vision, which doesn't actually work. You heard that right, X-ray vision doesn't do anything. Why doesn't it work and why is it even in the game? No idea why. I couldn't find anything anywhere that explains this either. Well, let's just assume for the sake of this video that it doesn't exist, because, well, it basically doesn't. Heat vision, freeze breath, and super speed are all pretty self-explanatory. And there's a meter on the right side of the screen that shows how much of these power-ups you have left to use, and you can collect various items throughout the game that increase the meter. Although I have absolutely no shame in admitting that I ended up using cheats to have infinite freeze breath and heat vision, among other cheats, in order to simply just finish the fucking game because, oh man, I would have lost my sanity.
What the fuck is going on?
This looks like a job for Superman.
And so, in total there are 14 missions in this game, and yes, they all suck. If you're not flying through the aforementioned Fruit Loops and doing arbitrary tasks with the most heinous camera in the observable universe, then you're doing the other, worse half of the game, where you're exploring corridors that look exactly the same and clipping through walls with the most abysmal frame rate imaginable, and absolutely no direction over what you're supposed to be doing.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Yeah, this looks like a job for Superman, where the job is to guess where the hell you're supposed to go and what the fuck you're actually supposed to do given the absolute dogshit direction.
Wait, how am I supposed to do? Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? That did like half my health, man. Oh my god. What? 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 What the fuck was that?
The funny thing is though, you can only play through the final 2 levels on Superman mode, which was something I was unaware of at first. What's that? You played through the game on normal mode and got up to mission 13? Sorry fam, but I'm afraid you have to restart the game again on Superman mode and do everything all over again in order to actually finish the game. Or you can just kick yourself in the nuts, because that's exactly how it feels. And I mean, yeah, okay. I should have probably done my research in that regard, and sure, the manual that came with the game does highlight that fact, but it is still just fucking stupid. Why? It's only 14 missions, the story sucks anyway, and the ending leaves a lot to be desired. There is no final boss against Lex Luthor or anything, only this half-assed cliffhanger that doesn't leave you wanting more, it leaves you satisfied that this game is finally over. In fact, the game actually says so itself at the end once you complete it. Nice self-awareness, I respect that.
Yes. Yes. Fucking finally, man.
All of the boss fights are fucking pathetic too. It's literally just a spam A to win the game contest until either you or Dave had enough. Except morally, it will always be you because the boss fights almost always run at like 3 fucking frames per second.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Thank the Lord that save states and cheats exist. They fucking knew what they were doing when they implemented cheats into this game. There's no way a sane person would play through it without them. And you know, I really did try to play through this game normally, but I just couldn't. If this game is gonna play by its own rules and try to ram this car up your ass, then you run away from that bitch as fast as you fucking can. There is so much that is wrong with this game. The fucking warehouse level, man. If it wasn't for Lois Lane, this level would still suck, but she just makes it a whole lot worse. First you have to save her from this green force field thing and scour the whole area for every enemy to do so, but it makes absolutely no difference anyway because she still ends up getting captured again right after that. The main issue with her though is the fact that towards the end of the level, she's basically just like Ashley from Resident Evil 4, but worse. Much worse. She dies really easily, if you're too far away from her she gets held hostage, and she moves so slowly, you end up doing most of the actual work simply trying to get her to move.
Fucking move! 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 Move!
And the worst part is, this happens near the end of the level, and as this game doesn't have any checkpoints or anything, if you fail, then you have to start the whole mission all over again. Nice. Fuck this stupid car park level. This is a goddamn maze if I've ever seen one. People thought the water temple was bad? Oh no. This stage makes the water temple look like Jesus in comparison. All of the hallways look the fucking same, and there's absolutely no indication where exactly you're supposed to go, so you end up flying around the entire place for ages with a frame rate so horrendous it makes me nauseous. And of course, let's not forget every gamer's favorite pastime, backtracking, in a mission like this. And so as it turns out, you're supposed to smash through one of these white brick walls to find Jimmy, but God only fucking knows where, and once you do find him, oops, he tells you that you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level and find this car. Remember this car? Oh yeah, this one. I totally remember this car. This one right here. What a fucking joke. So yeah, this car, unlike all the other cars, actually has a key card underneath it that you have to pick up, except it doesn't come into existence until you fucking find Jimmy. Great fun, right? And so after doing that, you have to go all the way back to Jimmy for him to tell you some other useless shit, and then you have to fly around again and find another random room fuck knows where, which will initiate another super unique spam to win the game boss fight against Darkseid, who you then have to carry all the way back to the beginning of the fucking level where you started, so that the police can fucking arrest him. The legendary Darkseid. Like, what the shit? And these are just 2 of the 14 missions that I just went on long rants about. Just 2! Not to mention all of the wall clipping, items that appear and disappear out of nowhere, characters not actually doing what they're scripted to do, and the annoying music to top it all off. Like, how do you fuck up the music? What is this crap? It's just the same shitty loop on repeat.
and there's no telling the winners.
Oh yeah, this looks like a job for Superman. This definitely looks like a job for Superman. And this undoubtedly looks like a job for Superman. I'm not even gonna bother talking about the multiplayer in this game. I simply did not bother with it. There are times when one has to simply cut their losses, and this is one of those times. I could go on about some of the other trauma-inducing missions in this game, but I don't really want to talk about it any longer. What you're seeing speaks for itself.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? I can't move. What is going on here, bitch? I can't move. What the fuck? I can't move. There we go. What the fuck? Oh my god, this game is
Then there's
fucking
no time to
shit.
waste.
And you know, what else can I really say here without repeating and reiterating myself? Superman 64 is a mess. It has basically no redeeming qualities, and even the graphics are really poor by the N64 standards. I guess if you want to experience a game so bad that it's laughable, well then here you go.
This looks like a job for Superman.